Let's get right to the track and field competition now. We're at Drake Stadium on a rather chilly day, but that could bode well. The men's 5,000 set to go, and let's get to the action.
They're lining up for the men's 5,000 meters here at Drake Stadium on the campus of UCLA. The Olympic Festival track and field competition. The world record holder in the 5,000 meters, Saeed Ouida of Morocco, the Olympic champion from Los Angeles, 12:58.39. And the American record holder, Sydney Marie, 13:01.15. He is in this field. And festival record held by Olympian Jim Spivey, 13:33.47. This is how they will line up. Matt Wagenka in lane 1, Donnie Belcourt 2, Jim Gundy, Scott Strand, Tim Gannon, Sean Barnes, Sydney Marie, and Jeff Cannada. And obviously the story here, Sydney Marie, the South African turned American citizen in May of 1984, holds the American record holder. It is the American record holder at 5,000 meters, is also American record holder at 1,500 meters, and 34 years old. He's had a checkered career, injuries, problems in the Olympics in '84, and now back in the spotlight as a result of South Africa potentially being back in the Olympic movement as of 1992, Craig.
Well, Sydney is a careful spokesman. He's a thoughtful spokesman about political issues. Political issues have marked his life, and make no mistake about it, you could hear when he talked at a press conference yesterday that there's not a day that passes that he doesn't think back to his childhood in a suburb of Pretoria Township, a black township, where he had no rights at all, as he described it, and now things are changing, and he can't help but be the one that people call and the one that thinks about this every day that he goes out to train. His 12-mile runs in the morning at 5:30 in the morning. This is a man who still burns with purpose years after coming to the United States.
12 laps to go in this race. Sydney Marie is in 8th place currently. Tightly bunched field, not going particularly fast at this point. Jeff Cannada of the West team, Phoenix, Arizona, and Donnie Belcourt, also from the West, in the red from Albuquerque, New Mexico, leading going 1-2 right now. And Sydney Marie, what a story. He's now, you would expect maybe in this field and these kind of conditions, he might really go out and push for a fast time, but he seems perfectly happy just to follow. Disappointing performance at the national championships, not making the team for the world championships championships last month.
Well, you know, Sydney's a guy who has run 40 seconds faster in his personal best than anyone else in this field. And even though the pace is slow, as you point out, he is lagging towards the back, now moving up just a little. And he did have a disappointing season. That last year he couldn't really run at all. He had a hip flexor problem and missed just about the whole season. This year he came back. He's run a time more or less equivalent to what these other guys have run. So really he's not in shape to run away with this by any means. His best strategy really is to just be a competitor here, follow the others, and then try to use his 3:48 mile speed to outkick them.
11 laps to go. Donnie Belcourt still leading from Jeff Cannada. Matt Wagenka of the black of the north, and Tim Gundy also in black from the north. Sean Barnes in the green from the south in 5th, and Sydney Marie now in 6th place. And you don't count an athlete like Sydney Marie out of anything, though. I mean, he is a great competitor, very strong, and as you said, tremendous speed with his great mile and 1,500-meter time. Can he come back for the Olympic Games in 1992?
This sort of purpose that I talked about when he thinks back to Ada Ridgeville, where he grew up, and the sort of deprivation that he suffered there, I think that drives him in a way that a boxer from an inner city deprived home is pushed to go out and fight that bout after bout and climb the way up to the ranks of boxing. That's the way Sydney Marie describes his motivation in the sport of track and field. This race is going to be tough for him, though. Jeff Cannada, the guy in 2nd, is a guy with sub-4-minute mile speed. He's not going to be easy to outkick for Sydney.
All right, 10 laps to go. Donnie Belcourt and Jeff Cannada leading this race. We're going to go away for a while. We'll come back for the end of this race, but let's now join Barry Tompkins. Barry?
All right, thanks very much, Dwight. We will.
Thank you, Barry Tompkins. We're back in the men's 5,000 meters over at Drake Stadium at UCLA. 2 laps to go, and we've had major lead changes. Tim Gannon of the East team is now leading from Matt Wagenka, Jeff Cannada, Sydney Marie in blue in 4th place, and Tim Gundy. They dropped Donnie Belcourt a number of laps ago. He's back there struggling in 6th place. And it's not a particularly fast time, but you can see with these 5 tightly bunched, it could be a very interesting kick the last half a lap, maybe a full lap.
Well, that's what it's come down to, Bryce. It's really come down to a sprint race. And Sidney Marie in the blue there, now falling back into 5th place, hasn't looked very comfortable. Can't be the pace that's bothering him. He's always in shape to run about this fast. His form looks a little bit off, and I'm wondering if he's got a little bit of some kind of mechanical problem, maybe still lingering from a year ago when he had that hip flexor problem. He's not out of the race yet, but he shouldn't be allowing this gap to open up here unless he's just so confident that he can sprint by these guys that he can make his move at any time.
Now, the next youngest competitor in this field is Sidney Marie at 34 years old. Is 29-year-old Tim Gundy, who is currently 4th. So we'll see how much sprint Sidney Marie has in him as Jeff Cannada is now challenging and getting the lead.
This is the guy I mentioned earlier that Sidney would have to worry about. He's the one with the sub-4-minute mile speed, and he's using it to good advantage, and he's running this race the right way. He's using all his speed that he can early in this last lap so that no one's going to be close to him when he comes to the last 200 meters, and he's running very fluidly. Jeff Cannada, who's 25 years old, spent time at the University of Arizona, graduated from the University of Texas, and he'll represent the USA in the 10K at the upcoming Pan Am Games.
So 4 minute, 1 mile time type of speed for Cannada as he looks very, very good. Sprinting the entire last lap. It's going to be under 14 minutes for this 5,000 meters, right around 13:55. Tim Gannon of the East is going to be 2nd. Tim Gundy in 3rd. Matt Wajenka in 4th. And Sidney Marie struggling home in 5th. And as you said, Craig, a little bit of a problem maybe physically from that injury all of 1990. But Jeff Cannada running a very intelligent race, as you said, waiting to see that the pace was going to be slow enough and just going for it with 1 lap to go.
Well, when I talked to him yesterday, he was quick to point out that he had 49-second 400-meter speed, which is unusual for guys who are 10,000-meter runners. But he looked like a sprinter on that last lap, and he wasn't sure what he was going to have here. He hadn't run a track race since the TAC Championships, although he's been running very effectively in road races. He feels that's his best preparation for the Pan American Games that will be held in just a few weeks down in Cuba. He ran in Atlanta. He said, that's the same kind of weather I'm going to face in Cuba. I'm going to be ready for that 10,000 meters.
Well, let's go down to the infield and Drew Goodman, who has our winner, Jeff Cannada. Go, Drew.
All right, Dwight, thanks very much. Are you surprised? Was the pace, first of all, was the pace what you thought it would be that would allow you to win?
Well, I went out with Donnie. I didn't think it was going to go that quick. So I kind of was struggling to keep up with him the first part of the race. So I decided to drop back in the 2nd pack and hope that he'd come back to me, and he did.
Were you waiting for Sidney Marie to make his move? Were you surprised he never did?
No, because, you know, in the race, we know things that other people don't see. You can hear him breathing hard. You can hear him tiring a little bit. So I knew with a quarter to go with my leg speed, I had a pretty good shot at winning.
10,000 still your race?
Well, actually, the 5's more race. I just ran some 10s this year to help my 5 for next year.
Okay, great. Congratulations, Jeff.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Jeff Cannada, our winner at 5,000 meters. And Sidney Marie all the way back in 5th position.
Well, a really good win for Jeff Cannada, and a long way back, unfortunately, it appears, for Sidney Marie if he's to have any chance of making the Olympic team for the United States come in 1992. Meanwhile...